What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my best bets for the divisional round of the 2023 NFL season. I'm keeping a separate record for my video best bets between the regular season and the playoffs. So just a quick recap here of what we did last weekend. In the wildcard weekend, we had 6 best bets. We went 3-3, 50% win rate, and we lost just a little bit of units there. Quick wildcard recap. So given the following trend, strength of schedule plus the strength of victories that cover the spread, we placed 6 spread bets for wildcard weekend. And while this was looking pretty good in our favor, it ended up being 3-3, which isn't too bad. I mean, considering that we placed a spread bet on every single game during the weekend, we did all right. Here's our divisional round best bets. The same trend that we talked about during wildcard weekend, we're going to talk about for this weekend as well. Teams with a higher strength of schedule plus strength of victories that cover the spread. The overall percentage is 65.6%, which is great. The seasonal hit rate is only 4 out of 8, which isn't so good. However, for the last 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, when they changed the format of the playoffs from 6 to 7 teams, that's a fairly significant change in the way that the teams are matched up. So we're looking at the last 3 seasons particularly, and this hit at 66.7% in one of those 3 seasons. We're also just simply looking at games to go under their totals. Now, all 4 of these games this weekend have fairly high totals, so I'm looking forward to that one. That has hit at 53.1% and only 2 of the 8 seasons, which again sounds not so good. But when you look at the last 3 seasons from 2020 to 2022, it hit 75% in 2 of the last 3 seasons. So we're looking at relatively new data, new format, which might affect the outcomes in terms of the spreads and the totals. This is the strength of schedule and the strength of victories that cover the spread. Teams that have a higher sum here cover the spread more frequently. In the last 3 seasons, 2 of 4, 4 of 4, and 2 of 4 here. So that's a total of 8 of 12, which is 67%, not too bad. And the fact that none of these go below 50% actually makes me feel pretty good about this trend. Now, having said that, I'm not going to bet this trend on this weekend, but I might think about it and maybe do it later in the week, maybe right before game time. Now, a lot of people said that this was going to be something to look at for wildcard weekend, but as we showed in the last video, that didn't actually happen in the last 3 seasons. But what has happened from divisional round on is we've seen the unders hit 3 of 4, 2 of 4, and 4 of 4 last year. So that's 9 out of 12 in the last 3 seasons, or 75%. So this particular trend is looking really good in the last 3 seasons under the new format. And this is the trend I'm going to follow in the divisional round this year. So just a quick recap on the strength of schedule plus strength of victories. And you can see from the far left here, Baltimore has the highest, not just the strength of schedule, but also their strength of victories. So that's very strong here. San Francisco is second. So the top 2 seeds here are 1 and 2 in terms of this metric. To be honest, injuries aside, I don't see any other teams beating these 2 teams from the AFC or from the NFC and getting to the Super Bowl. Then we have Buffalo, Houston, Green Bay, Detroit, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. Now look at Tampa Bay over here. While their win over the Eagles might have seemed impressive, 32-9, they beat an Eagles team that was clearly reeling from the end of the year and really kind of falling apart at the end of the season. So because Tampa had a really weak strength of victories here, 0.38, and the teams that they beat, those are their win percentages overall, and they're going up against Detroit here, I really feel like Detroit has the upper hand. Here are our best bets for the divisional round games this weekend. Texas at the Ravens, 45.5. The totals, we're going to go under all 4 of these totals. Packers at the 49ers, 50.5. Buccaneers at the Lions, 48.5. And the Chiefs at the Bills, 46.5. These are the lines that I got before I made this video on a Tuesday morning. And these particular lines may not still be available, but I'm seeing some of these go down, which is a good sign. The bettors that jump on these lines early on are typically sharper bettors. So I'm encouraged the fact that these lines are actually going down. Now, I have one more best bet. This is a bonus best bet. When you look at the Ravens at home against the Texans and the 49ers at home against the Packers and even Detroit at home against Tampa Bay, you see some pretty large spreads of at least 6 points or more. So what I did is I looked at the data from 2015 to 2022, looked at all the divisional round games that had those spreads where the home team was favored by 6 points or more. And in this case, those teams actually won 86.7% of the time, 13 out of 15 games. And this hit in 6 of the 7 seasons. So what does that mean in terms of bets? I'm very unlikely to do this during the regular season, especially, But I feel like during the playoffs, you have a little bit more of a sharper focus on the actual games and the teams that are playing. So I feel pretty strongly that the Ravens, the 49ers, and the Lions are going to win this weekend. In fact, all three of those have at least 6 points or more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those in a money line parlay. Again, not something I typically do, but because of that high percentage, we actually get a pretty good value there. So Ravens money line, 49ers money line, and Lions money line, put them all three together into one bet. The odds there are plus 107, which is pretty good. We're getting plus money there. And these are three teams I feel very strongly will win this weekend. So with that and this particular trend, I feel really good about this particular money line parlay. So this is getting exciting. I really look forward to the playoffs, I'm sure as all of you do as well. And I can't wait to see these games and see how these games play out. I'm really looking forward to the favorites, the home favorites, winning outright fairly easily this weekend. I'm not so sure about the Bills and the Chiefs here, but all the rest of the games, I think the home favorites will win. So as always, good luck, have fun, let's go.